Hey, I'm Don Sackett, CEO of SciOps, and we are here in beautiful San Diego at ISRI 2021. Sunny day, it's just gorgeous out here.
Don,
you guys just got back from the beach, right?
We are in Woburn, Massachusetts.
Sorry, Don.
A guy can dream, can he?
Sorry, Don.
I'm sorry to hear
We're
that.
going to take the book.
All right, okay. Well,
Sorry, Don.
maybe next year?
Maybe next.
Okay. So today we're going to talk about how to sort aluminum with X-ray, and then we're going to talk about we're going to talk about LIBS after that, and we're going to talk about the pros and cons of LIBS and X-ray. So first of all, in our view here at SciOps, well, we spend a lot of time making X-ray work better on aluminum. Historically, the Achilles heel for X-ray has been aluminum alloys, and that's because testing magnesium and silicon has been really slow. So we've done a lot of hard work to make X-ray work as fast on aluminum and as well on aluminum as it does on stainless and high temps. So there's three ways to do it. All right, so let's start with the first way. If you just see, you know, a dozen different aluminum grades, and you don't really want to sort them out really precisely into grades, then there's a really great quick way to do it. All right, and that is you set this thing up in a single beam test, and I'll show you how good this can be. 1 or 2 seconds, it tells you the alloy, 5083 type. Let's go to this one, 5052 type. All right, so that's 5052. Let's go to this one, like a 3003. So how does it know? Why does it say 3003 type? It's because it sees the high manganese up around 1%. And in the simple way to do it, the gun is trained to say, if I see about 1% manganese, it's most likely a 3003. What's another good one? Let's do this one. Shoot this one, 6062. Why does it say that? Because it says, oh, I've seen lead and bismuth, and that's most likely a 6262. So that's how this thing works. Let's take one more. Where's my 2024? 2024, calling any 2024. There it is. Shoot this one. So 2024, because it sees high copper. Same with the 7000s. I don't have one handy, but 7000, it sees high copper, high zinc. It knows it's a 7000. So that's great for if you only encounter a few of the most common aluminum alloys. But notice, for example, it says 2024 type. Well, here's where you get into danger using this very quick and simple method. Is what happens if you encounter a wider variety of aluminum alloys. So, for example, here's a 3003 we talked about earlier. All right, 3003 type because the manganese. But what if you actually encounter a 3005? And so it still says 3003. Why? Because the only difference between an 03 and an 05 is magnesium. So unless you measure magnesium, you can't tell these apart. And then here's my favorite mix-up that I see when people are doing things too fast, is the 6063.
Don, what are we testing here?
Hey, NASCAR.
What's going on?
All right. Good to see you. So there's CJ McLaughlin, our Xfinity driver,
What's
and
happening?
trucks this year.
Yeah.
All right.
We got a lot going on.
Yep, it is. So hey, we're just talking about aluminum sorting with X-ray.
Fantastic. This is the way to go then.
Yep, that's right. So stick around. We got to talk about the racing season, all
Yeah,
right? But
definitely.
until then, we're gonna can we just work?
Yeah.
through this?
You can handle the important stuff. I'll just.
All right. Yeah,
pretty.
Yeah. Leave the thinking to.
The big wigs. I got it.
So back to 6063. So this is my favorite mix-up, right? Is that you got to be careful doing this quick and dirty way on a 6063 because it calls it a 6063 type, but if you look at the screen, there's no magnesium, and you need to see about 0.6% or so, between 0.4 and 0.8 roughly, magnesium to really know it's a 63. So I see 1100 and 6063. I see them mixed up all the time because people try to do them really fast, and it's easy to mix them up. If you don't measure that magnesium, you really shouldn't be calling it 6063. All right, but that's the deal. If you just have a small universe and you don't deal with a lot of the more, esoteric aluminum grades, this quick sorting method is probably going to be just fine for a lot of, especially a lot of smaller recyclers. Now, if you do encounter a wider variety of grades, then you want to use what's called the faster but and also more precise way of doing it. And for that, we have this. You go into what we call the auto beam, which when it's doing aluminum, it automatically uses 2 beams. So those of you that know X-ray know what that means. It shoots for a few seconds with one setting, and then it shoots for a few seconds at another setting to measure magnesium and silicon. And that's how that works. So historically, people don't want to do that with X-ray, because some of these old guns, it takes them 30 seconds or 60 seconds or longer to measure 0.5% or 1% magnesium. And nobody's going to want to stand there and shoot a piece of material for a minute in order to sort it. So historically, people have avoided X-ray for that reason. It's just too slow on that magnesium and silicon measurement. But we put a lot of time and effort into making that measurement fast as stainless and high temps, nickels, things like that. So now you can do it fast. You can actually think about sorting these metals, a wider variety of aluminums, in maybe 5 or 6 seconds instead of 30 or 60. So let me show you. So for example, let's go back to my favorite example, the 6063. Now when I shoot that, again, it says 6063 type, but when it flips over to that second beam, now look what's happened. In a few more seconds, you're measuring that 0.6% magnesium. Now you know for sure it's 6063. If I shoot the at 1100, same thing. Gets it right, but when it flips over, now you don't measure any magnesium, so it confirms it's a D at 1100. So the power of that is, it takes a little longer. Now it's taking maybe 4 or 5 seconds to do that, but that's better than 30 seconds or a minute like the older X-ray guns. And that's something we really invented, we're really proud of. And we sell a lot of analyzers now, a lot of X-ray guns for aluminum testing because it's so much faster. Another great example, remember that 3005 that we called 3003? Same story. When it flips over to that second beam, give it a few more seconds, there's your low magnesium, so it knows it's a 3005. Remember when we shot it originally, without doing that, it'll call it a 3003. And then another great example is that 2024. So when it makes the magnesium measurement, it really nails it as 2024. Unlike 2014, for example, if you shoot this guy, when it flips over, it doesn't see any magnesium, so it knows it's 2014, not 2024. So that's how that works. That second beam, few more seconds, but if you need to really sort out a wide variety of aluminum alloys and you want to do it quickly, that's the way to do it. All right, so that's all in this X505 model we have on the market. Now, if you really want to do it fast on those aluminums, you can step up a little bit in price, but step up to the X550 model. This is our premium X-ray model. And what this comes with something we call the aluminum app. So I'm just going to take a second and I'm going to switch so we can see the display on the computer. First, we talked about doing aluminum common grades quickly, which works for some of the smaller facilities. Then with the 505, we showed how you can do a lot of these grades that have small differences in mag or silicon, how you can do those pretty quickly too. If you do a lot of aluminum and and you want to sort your aluminum in all your aluminum in 1 or 2 seconds as opposed to 3 or 4, then you can step up a little bit in price to our premium model, the X550. And that model comes with our patented aluminum app. And what that does is that takes advantage of the fact that if you measure magnesium and silicon, you can identify most aluminum alloys very quickly. So we've designed the unit to be able to do that. So let's take a few shots. let's first of all, we'll do the easy stuff. All right, 1100. So I see about 1 second, 1100. All right, 6063, where is it? All right, about 1 second, 6063, perfect match. What else can we go to? There's all kinds of good stuff here. Here's our 3003, 1 second, 3003. Here's that tricky 3005 that took a little longer, not with the X550, just in a couple of seconds, 3005. So it's just really fast on all your aluminum grades. Here's a 3105. We don't see that a lot, but there you go. And it still does everything, but it just does everything really fast. 5052 is like 1 second. There's your almost 2.5% magnesium. So to summarize, if you just want blistering speed and the best possible accuracy on the widest range of aluminum alloys, you want the 550, the premium model alloy sorter. And like I said, we've got that patented aluminum map. It is just, there's nothing else like it on the market. You know, if you're not doing tons and tons of aluminum a day, the 505 will be a great choice. It's a couple $1,000s less expensive. You can do your easy grades in 1 or 2 seconds, and you can do your harder grades in about 4 or 5 seconds. So unless you need that extra speed, this is a great analyzer to do that. Both work great in high temps, stainless, red metals, turnings, you know, specialty alloys, tungsten carbides, everything. You can shoot everything with these. But we've really invested a lot in making aluminum as good on X-ray as stainless and high temps. There you go. Hey, we're here for that ISRI virtual demo. And we've talked about the X-ray. Now we're going to talk about our brand new LIBS analyzer that's on the market. This is the LIBS 900 series. And this is really another novel product by us. So one of the neatest things about this new LIBS, besides it's smaller, it's lighter, it's faster, it's got this great new user interface, is this is the only LIBS that can operate in either air burn, meaning no argon, or argon purge. So that's what we call it. You know, it can be purchased in dual burn mode.
Right. And so that's easy with not having a consumable, right? So you can just run an air burn and not have that consumable argon.
Right. And so people say, well, when do I use argon? If I want argon, why would I use argon? Or why would I ever use argon? And the answer is, what argon gives you is a little better precision, especially on things like stainless and high temps, and lower detection limits on some metals. Like if you want to measure boron and a contaminant boron in your aluminum alloys down around 10 parts per million, you have to do that with argon purge.
Right, because it helps kind of create a plasma and sustain that plasma longer, right?
Right. The plasma's hotter, so you get more light, and also you don't have this quenching effect where when there's just air, oxygen absorbs that light really efficiently. So argon.
Scientist.
That's right. Driver. So anyway, why don't we start shooting some stuff? So when you turn the device on, let's do the air burn first. We'll pop it into quick sort mode.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. I'll do it.
All right. You know how to use that thing?
I think so. I think I pulled the trigger once or twice.
All right.
You know, I know our last LIBS was fast, but look at that. It pops up even faster.
Yep.
It's a 1050 right off the bat.
Yeah.
And it's got 100% match score.
Yeah. And low. So if you need to see low magnesium, especially low beryllium, you can't do that with X-ray. Even this great X-ray.
Exactly.
So there you go.
Right.
What else you got there for aluminum?
Well, I think I got a 3005 here. We're gonna just verify it with the LIBS.
More low mag. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Look at that low mag, 0.6.
Yeah. That's down there a little bit.
Boom, 100% match score.
Here, shoot this. Shoot that 356. We'll see what we
All
got
right.
there.
Yeah. Let's see what we got. And you can tell, you know, our last LIBS was fast, but this is still even faster. So maybe that makes sense. I'm going to be in a faster car this year and get a faster LIBS.
Faster car.
We'll get another 100 match score, and you saw how fast that was. That was what, less than 10 seconds?
A couple seconds.
Yeah, less than that. So it's faster than my pit stop.
We'll see. Depends on the team.
Uh-oh.
No. There's a 2014, a little bit mag. So,
and that's a cast aluminum, right? 2014.
No driver. That's a wrought aluminum. 2000 series.
That's why I do the driving. Yep.
That's why you do the driving. I do the science. You do the driving.
Yep.
Stay in your lane. Right. Anyway, I'm just teasing you. All right. So that's the thing. So a lot of times people say, well, what should I use? You know, well, before we do that, you know, let's look at some of these because people say, well, do I need argon? And the answer is, if you're going to use it for aluminums, you probably don't need argon. Just air burn is good enough. Where argon also helps you, besides some of these specialty things like low boron contaminant, is if you're going to also use the libs on high temps, stainless, other metals.
Right,
because
right.
X-ray, that's the home for X-ray. X-ray is just phenomenal on high temps and stainless.
I get that question all the time. Do I use libs or do I use XRF?
Yeah. Well, what I say to people is if you're really going to do aluminum all day long, if you can justify an analyzer just to do aluminum all day long, then you should get the libs. Because it's going to be faster, it's going to do more. If you have to do lithium or beryllium, which X-ray won't measure at all, get the libs. But if you are going to use a device for a bunch of different things, stainless, high temps, aluminum, maybe over some red metals, I think X-ray is still the most versatile.
It covers all your bases.
Covers all your bases. And we've made the aluminum analysis so much better on X-ray. Not as good as libs, but so much better on X-ray that that pain point of those long tests on aluminum is no more.
Or the guessing in some cases.
Or the guessing. So you can still do this very quick. But if you're going to do aluminum all day long, I would use the libs.
So I have some high temp stuff here.
Let's shoot it.
Yeah, let's shoot it.
So let's first do it in the air burn mode. And you'll see you can ID them all.
And you saw it, like that was really easy to switch over. It was just a click of a button.
So there's a Waspaloy, no problem, 100% match. Pick up that other one there.
Got a nice Inco right here.
The other nice thing about libs is you can hold stuff in your hands.
Right, I don't have to worry about my hand falling off.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hard to make a left turn all the time with only one hand.
Or shift gears, right?
Or that. Well, that guy runs in first gear all the way around the track.
Sounds like some of our competitors.
There's your Monel. So you can identify things perfectly well with the air burn.
All right, so I'm going to switch over here to alloy, which uses the argon purge, right?
Take that 625, or take the Waspaloy.
All right, I got the Waspaloy.
And shoot it 3 times. What I want to show
He's getting a little bossy here,
yeah. Please, if you don't mind.
All right, so that was one shot. We had 100 match score. I believe the last time we did was like a 98.
I don't know, but shoot it again. I want to show what the nickel does.
Okay.
Again, stay in your lane. Shoot it again.
All right, that's 2.
Yep. Hope you listen to your spotter better than you listen to me.
And 3 strikes, you're out.
So here's the deal. Look at the nickel on that Waspaloy in argon. 56.7. 56.8. 57.1. So that's a little low. But the point to remember with libs is if you want to operate in air, you can identify all your stuff, your high temps, your stainless, no problem. But if you really want to get better precision on nickel
and dial down,
like if you're selling your material based on nickel percentage, you definitely would want to use argon because you're going to get significantly better accuracy with argon.
Definitely, yeah, we just showed
that. So the dual burn gives you everything. I mean, if you just do aluminum, don't bother with argon. But the dual burn model allows you to switch back and forth seamlessly. It's just a very unique. Nobody's ever done both air and argon in a single unit before, especially for libs, and it gives you all that flexibility for just a little bit more money than a straight air burn unit.
Right.
All right?
Yeah. No, I think that's...
All right. Good. Now, the other thing we hear a lot is people say, well, which should I use, libs or X-ray, right? Mm-hmm. And we sort of talked about that a little bit earlier, too. But our view, I think you probably ran into this with some of your customers.
Oh, for sure.
Our view is, like I said, if you want a dedicated analyzer for aluminum, you should probably go with libs.
And there are some of our customers that do that, right? Like Kripke Enterprises,
Kripke, they got a bunch of these units, and they only do aluminum, so it makes sense to only use the libs. The other reason to use, but like we said, if you're going to do a wide variety of metals, probably X-ray's the better choice because X-ray's so good on high temps and stainless. It's so precise. It's easy to use. It's really the choice for a wide variety of different kinds of materials. The other reason to use libs is if you have to measure certain elements that X-ray cannot measure, like we have some clients that lithium and aluminum alloys.
Right, that's important to them.
Yep, beryllium in coppers, boron and nickels, or carbon, even carbon and steels. So if you have to measure lithium, boron, beryllium, or carbon, you got to go LIBS.
Right.
Because X-ray can't measure those at all. And the only other reason to look at LIBS over X-ray is if you just don't want to deal with X-ray radiation, right?
And that's a big thing too,
Regulars,
like having to pay that $500 fee or fine, whatever it is, right?
Depends.
Depends if you're keeping up with paperwork.
Yeah, or you get the surprise inspection, so you've got a busy day, especially now, scrap just booming. Then somebody shows up at your door, you got to stop what you're doing, you got to show them all your records. It's nobody wants to have to do that. So yeah, if you just want to get away
I've never met one safety inspector who was a nice guy, right?
That's right.
It's never
That's right.
an easy probe.
Hopefully they won't be watching this video. So anyway, but so that's the deal. So if you want to just get away from all the regulations, go LIBS. But I think that's a good summary.
We invite you to join us for the ISRI 2021 silent auction in benefit of ISRI's RERF Education Fund. Say hello to the big time. Among the many exciting items being auctioned off, imagine seeing your own company's branded NASCAR racing and being broadcast around the world on both Fox and NBC Sports. Pit passes, race garage access, and more. All brought to you by a partnership of ISRI and NASCAR. And sponsored by SciAps.
All right, hey, here we are as we're kind of doing our ISRI virtual demo stuff. I'm here with our NASCAR driver, CJ McLaughlin. All right, CJ, what's happening this season now? What are we doing?
I think we got a really cool excitement coming up. Really cool announcement excitement. Got a really cool announcement coming up. We're going to be doing 5 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series races and then 5 NASCAR Xfinity Series races. Maybe throw a cup race in there. We gotta do good though. We gotta win a couple races. So.
That's right. I believe a lead lap finish is all we need for the cup, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Good deal, man. So let's see, 5 Xfinity races. At least we might get to pick up a few more with another team if they got some availability.
Yep.
But who are we racing with?
So we're going to be racing with Rayoon Brothers Racing and the Truck Series, and we're going to be running the 33 or 34 truck. We're still trying to figure that out. But and then we're going to be in the 13 car for the Xfinity races. So really exciting schedule. Our first race is coming up at Kansas Speedway on May 1st. Then we'll be back up at Loudon for some Xfinity racing. And then Las Vegas, we have a cool doubleheader where we'll be racing the Truck Series on Friday, and then the Xfinity races on Saturday.
Trucks Friday, Xfinity Saturday. All right, and with any luck, we'll be in Texas June 12th to 13th. I can't remember the exact date for the Xfinity.
Yeah, I think it's the 12th.
Cited your best finish ever.
Yep, top 20 there. I think I've got the hang of that track. Just got to hold it wide open to go into those corners.
You got it. There's a cup race on the line here. All right, man. Well, good. I'm looking forward to a great season. It's really been a bummer that we couldn't do much racing last year because of COVID. But,
well, I'm looking forward to having the fans back at the races and then having the fans back in the pits. Hopefully later on in the fall we'll get to entertain some cool, lucky customers that want to come hang out, maybe drink some beers after the race. Who knows?
Yeah. Heck yeah. And that never happens, does it? No moonshine either. Hey, quick plug for ISRI. So we're doing some charitable donations for ISRI. So what we're doing is for their silent auction, which raises money for their educational fund, we're saying, okay, for whoever wins the silent auction, one of them, they get the brand the whole car with their company name. Right? So instead of SciAps, et cetera, whole car will be branded. So you'll be driving for hopefully some scrapyard sometime.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, and then another thing we're auctioning off to raise money for their fund is just the rear quarter panels.
Okay, great.
All right? And then the third thing is some pit passes.
Awesome.
So hopefully we'll be back in the pits. Anyway, so if you're doing the ISRI virtual, please consider bidding at the silent auction. You have a great, whether you're on the quarter panels or the whole car, you get some pit passes. You'll have a great time.
Yeah, it's an unforgettable experience, right? You remember your first race. You were like,
yeah, I'm like,
this is NASCAR.
This is so good, I got to spend millions of dollars a year on it. Anyway, so, but it's a great time. You can bring all your employees or you can bring all your customers. Hopefully NASCAR cooperates and we're You can bring them out into the pits, the garage,
Yeah.
meet the driver.
It's a great time.
Be
It's
on the
definitely
track.
it's a great family event too. If you want
Yeah.
to bring some kids too,
Yeah.
like the employees will never forget it. You know.
That's true. So anyway, so we hope to see you out bidding at the silent auction, and look forward to seeing you at a race later this year. Thanks. All right,
Thank you.
man.
All right. Thanks, Don.
Good job. Good luck this season.
Appreciate you.